until 9:30 Eastern, I think I'll go ahead and start with the introduction. So, good evening, Comstar. Today is July 3rd, 3050. Uh, and tomorrow we're celebrating Freedom Day. Yes. But why not start the festivities with some explosions of our own? So, today we have Antares Scorpions versus Mercstar Star League Reborn. This is Mercstar's number one team on the MRBC MRBC League, and Antares Scorpions North American chapter. Antares Scorpions coming off of a 5-0 win over QQ last week. Expecting a good game out of them. Uh, to be honest, I think they're favored a little bit. Mercstar coming off a very, very narrow defeat against Marine Mechs last week. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to cast either of those, but we might see some familiar faces. Anyway, for those of you who aren't familiar with the MRBC League, it's a series of 5 drops. All 5 drops will be played. It's not a best of 5. So each drop will have its own drop deck and theme surrounding it. The first drop being the reconnaissance drop. 4 lights, 4 mediums. 2 ECM are mandatory, so you must carry at least 2 ECM in your drop deck. That is minimum. I don't think I've seen more than 2 ECM, but you can, from my reading of the rules, you can bring more if you want. Second drop is the Recon Enforce, so a little heavier. 2 lights, 4 mediums, and 2 heavies. This is when we start seeing, traditionally, the Timberwolf and the Hellbringer come out. Drop 3 is the Commander Assassination. And this is, I would say this is actually the second heaviest drop. 3 mediums, 4 heavies, and a single Highlander. That Highlander is your drop commander. And as drop commander, you need to protect him and kill the other Highlander. Teams that are able to protect their own commander and assassinate the other commander on the opposing team get an extra 50,000 CBills. Now for drop 4, flank engagement. This is the more standard drop composition that we see in many tournaments. 2 lights, 2 mediums, 2 heavies, and 2 assaults. I'm sure everyone is familiar with the 3-3-3-3 rule that we see in 12v12 on the public queue. And last but certainly not least, the center of battle, the heaviest drop. 2 lights, 2 heavies, and 4 assaults. Straight out Hulk Smashery. So it seems that Avatar of What is in lobby. The Antares Scorpions are the home team this week, so they're team 1 in blue. Mercstar will be in red. And it's the same map lineup that we've seen for the past couple days. Reconnaissance on Force Colony Snow, followed by Tourmaline Desert for Recon and Force, Caustic Valley 3rd, Frozen City 4th, and Crimson Strait for the final drop. Something interesting to note. Tuesday, Patch Day, as I'm sure most of you are aware, is the day that we'll see the new River City. Week 3... No poop, we're not quite there. We're not quite there yet. Week 3, we'll see River City.
User entered your channel.
So the very first week we see the new River City available to drop on in the public queue will be also the first week you see it in competitive matches.
User entered your channel.
Let's see, actually, before everything starts up. Fixtures draw. What do we have? It will be the Recon and Force drop next week. Drop 2. So, just something interesting that I noticed. So we have the Magician in the casting room, but it seems he is having some technical difficulties with his ISP. Huge packet loss, and general ISP shenanigans. So he will not be able to join me tonight, unfortunately. Sorry, Poop. You won't be able to make your ISP mad at you by streaming two games and playing at the same time tonight. But it's just how it works out. Um, so we're still waiting on everyone to get into the mech lab. Suppose, actually, you know what? I was contacted earlier today by Mego Bogadog, uh, team leader for Antares Scorpions EU. Um, and also, let's see, is he, I looked it up earlier. He, he is on the roster for Antares Scorpions EA. EA. Jeez. Just can't talk tonight. Antares Scorpions NA, North America. So he is actually on both rosters, not as team lead for North America. But we might be seeing him tonight. Anyway, contacted me earlier today and gave me a little background on the Antares Scorpions. So I'll just read off what just sort of the general description that he gave me. Antares Scorpions, traditionally known for their brawling, have more recently been trying to widen their flexibility with more range tactics. Antares Scorpions has plenty of MRBC experience, winning the North American Division A in Season 2, second in Division A in Season 3, and second in Division B in Season 4. Um, and as they are now first in their division for Division B.
User entered your channel.
And let's see
User
if
in
I
your
can.
channel timed out. Microphone muted.
Uh,
Sound resumed. Microphone activated.
uh, see if I can change that settings right. That setting right now. Seems both teams are in lobbies, so I'll have to keep an eye on that. Um, notifications. Play no sounds. Thank you. So we saw Antares Scorpions EU go up against the White Death Mercenary Company this past Wednesday, and when asked, compare and contrast for me, he said very similar play styles. He said Antares Scorpions likes to brawl more, but as we saw in the last match against White Death Mercenary Company, they've started to bring more range decks. Sometimes it worked out for them, like on Tourmaline. Sometimes it didn't, like on Crimson. Um, but it's a bunch of different factors that go into that. Okay. So close all those windows. No longer need the map tactic. If I do, I'll ask Magician to set another one up. And now we are just waiting on the teams. Now, if this wasn't on a 5-minute delay, this is where I would say, hey, chat, is there anything that you would like me to talk about? Want me to clarify either in the rules or the scoring or anything like that? Because the rules are a wall of text. You know what? I can bring up the rules right now. Pre-match rules. And I'm just going to okay, everyone's still in lobby, so I've got a little time to mess around. So if you can read this, this is the rules page. rules. Jeez, there's a lot of rules. A lot I don't really have to worry about, like this modification of game files and cheating. Okay, yeah, I don't have to worry about that. What I do have to worry about is uh, matches, what drops are going to happen, what the composition of the drops are, what maps they're on, which is on a fixtures draw page, which is a second page, um, and rewards and penalties. And this is perhaps the most pertinent to viewing because, hey, look, match results page. I've got the CBill total up on here because CBills is really what determines this entire league. It isn't just straight up win or loss. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of rules. There's a lot of rules. Um, anyway, I do have chat open, so in 5 minutes I can interact with you guys if we're not in the middle of a match. Okay. Um. Oh, in the meantime, enjoy some more MechWarrior 2 reimaginings by Timothy Seals. And that was very short because we are in the first match. Antares Scorpions versus MS. And the scene switcher works like a charm. Excellent. So it looks like we have an adder in the bottom right hand corner. We've seen a couple of adders in these lighter drops. Most of them have been either streak boats or just short range SRM boats. So we'll certainly see. Well, so the ones that we have seen have certainly been up close and personal. Um, Still waiting on the match to load in. May have been a disconnect, actually. I can check. Oh, I cannot check yet. And we also see a Huggin and a Shadowhawk 2K. Oh no, it is a Nova, Stormcrow, Griffin 2-in and Griffin 2-in, the mediums of Antares Scorpions. We got a Huggin, Firestarter, and where'd that... the other one go? Anyway, Streak Stormcrow. Ooh, wow. He's ready to take out some lights. For Mercstar, we have Shadowhawk, Stormcrow, Shadowhawk, Stormcrow, Griffin for the mediums, Huggin, Firestarter, Huggin, and Firestarter for the lights. Now it seems that Mercstar is holding back a bit. They haven't rushed the main plane area yet. And Antares Scorpions waiting just around the hill. Mercstar going out into the water. And we have contact. Antares Scorpions coming around the flank of Mercstar. And now it is just a big old brawl. That Nova Prime. Fragile legs. One leg already down. Two legs down. Scores 1-1. Looks like SRMs are certainly the weapon of choice this match. 3-1 for 3-2 now in favor of Antares Scorpions. Guy playing in night vision for some reason. It's just washed out on my screen. Griffin gets legged, 5-3. SRMs all over the place. Very, very up close and personal for both teams. 6-3 for Mercstar, R2D2 for the win. 7-3. It's just R2D2 overheating in his Huggin, and that is the first match. Point goes to Antares Scorpions. Let's take a look at that final score, 8-3. It seems that Antares Scorpions just output more damage. They were just able to do more. Nova didn't do as much damage as I thought, but it died very, very soon in the game. But very good match on both teams. So for Antares Scorpions, 380,000 CBills. Mercstar, 30,000. Okay, switch to desktop and bring up the maps. Starting up GIMP. Bringing up the friends list. Cannot wait for July 21st. July 21st being the patch where we get the nice spectators sit in lobby mode. Come on, GIMP. Close the program. Open the program again. Loading GIMP. Still loading GIMP. What's wrong, GIMP? GIMP not responding. Oh. Starting extensions. Okay. There we go. There's GIMP. Okay. Blue and red. So Mercstar spawning on the left. Antares Scorpion spawning on the right in Team 1 position. Now very quickly, Antares Scorpions took the land route and hid, staged. Hiding sounds so cowardly. They staged right behind this cover right here, where MS originally staged behind this cover. And MS moved out first into the water, whereby Antares Scorpions came around and hit their flank. That may have been what decided the match right in those very first few seconds, because MS was facing that way and AS was facing straight at them. So in a brawl, those very first few seconds can be crucial, especially if you lose.
User left your channel.
There's Magician's packet loss. The first team that loses a mech is already severely at a disadvantage. And as we saw, it was pretty close to begin with. It was 1-all, 2-all, 3-2, and then it just snowballed in Antares Scorpion's favor. I know, it might not be the most interesting strategic map with there was two decisions made. Mercstar's decision to move out and Antares Scorpion's decision to flank around instead of meeting them in the water right here. That's all it takes sometimes. Anyway, next map is Tourmaline. There we go. That's what I want to see. So this will be the recon in force drop. 2 lights, 4 mediums, and 2 heavies. As I said earlier, this is where we traditionally see a single Timberwolf and a single Hellbringer, um, along with probably a Stormcrow as the 3 clan mechs that you're limited to bring. Uh, any one drop deck can only consist of 3 clan mechs, as per MRBC rules. Like I said, there was a lot of them. um, Tourmaline certainly lends itself to more long range, long distance engagements, and throughout the tournament we have seen the longer, uh, generally speaking, the longer distance decks do better. We have seen a couple of mixed decks versus a brawling deck that didn't do too well, but I would say that was more due to positioning um, and map awareness than the composition that they brought. So it remains to be seen what team will bring which deck. Clicking that pin is a bad habit of mine. Oh, and I should be looking. There we go. So, in the interim, on with the music. And they have dropped. Back to spectator, spectate, and turn off the music. And we already see that Antares Scorpions has brought a Hellbringer, along with a Raven, Raven 2X, Wolverine 6K, and something S. We have a Stormcrow, Shadowhawk, Huggin, and Firestarter for the lighter lance. Huggin is an interesting choice. I say that because usually this is a longer range map, but Huggin is certainly a brawling mech. Wolverine 6K, Thunderbolt, 2 Thunderbolts. Oh, 2 Wolverines and 2 Thunderbolts round out the deck for Mercstar. For Antares Scorpions, we have the Timberwolf that I talked about, the Hellbringer that I talked about, an Enforcer, we've seen that a couple of times, and a Stormcrow, already trading at range, Gauss Rifle Stormcrow, and Wolverine, 2 Wolverine 6Ks, Raven 2X, and a Firestarter 9S. Now, it seems The Thunderbolts are set up for trading at long range, as are the Wolverines and the Timberwolf and the Stormcrow.
New target acquired. New target acquired.
Timberwolf already missing his back armor.
New target acquired.
Must have missed something there. But both teams trading at range, getting into the fight much faster than we've seen in past games. MS starting to rotate to the higher ground. In Major League MechWarrior, I've seen teams use this positioning very, very well in long-range engagements. Lots and lots of large lasers. And it seems that Antares Scorpions are getting the better end of the trades. Seeing a lot of people on Mercstar in the 80s. So Raka, 63%, lowest person. What's he piloting? He's piloting Thunderbolt that was getting a lot of the fire.
New target
And
acquired.
first kill goes to Antares Scorpions. Raka's left CT is open. Hopefully he's not... It doesn't look like he's running an XL in that thing, though. Not moving fast enough. Antares Scorpions now pushing on the position of MS. Down goes Thunderbolt. MS retreating in two different ways. Losing a mech. What is that? Stormcrow and a Shadowhawk. And now it's just cleaned up for Antares Scorpions. 6 down for
New target acquired.
MS.
Target destroyed.
Raven gets legged and taken out. It's just a small pulse fire starter left. He certainly doesn't have much avenue to try to pick off any stragglers. He's just trying to survive right now. And he's legged. He won't last very long now. And down he goes. Antares Scorpions takes game 2 with a commanding 8-0. That was just brutal. Antares Scorpions just out-traded Mercstar, and then they out-brawled him. So there. And we see just higher damage numbers all the way through. R2-D2 only doing 55 damage in his Hugin. Raka only Rakansen, not exactly sure how to pronounce that. Only doing 136 damage in his large laser Thunderbolt. Anyway, so let us update those match results. And already out to a commanding lead, 760,000 CBills. Antares Scorpions in first place. this keeps up, they might have two 5-0 victories under their belt in Division B. Now, since GIMP is already open, I can just do that right now. Okay, and to the desktop. Oh, first, open up the friends list. And now to the desktop. Scene switcher working beautifully. Antares Scorpions spawning in the northwest, and MS spawning in the south and southeast. They very quickly moved to the center of the map, set up a firing line, both of them, and started trading. Antares Scorpions started moving around clockwise just as Mercstar set up this area right here. And at that point, Antares Scorpions doubled back, went back around, and pushed straight into them, forcing MS to scatter with a couple mechs going over that way, a couple mechs going over that way. That split certainly did not do any favors for Mercstar, and at that point, MS killed the two mechs over there, and then just cleaned up the rest of what was left. Okay, so next map is Caustic. There's the webcam. Hello, folks. Caustic. There we go. It's the Commander Assassination drop. Second heaviest drop. 3 mediums, 4 heavies, and a single Highlander. For those who aren't familiar with this drop, protect your Commander Highlander. Kill the Commander Highlander on the other side. If you're able to do that, you get an extra 50,000 CBills. If neither commander survives, no bonus. So, that's... Hunchback 2C. So, I'm certainly hype for Hunchback 2C. So Fel brings up in the chat, just wondering if Hunchback 2C variants will be used in comp. I don't know. The Hunchback variants that we see most predominantly are, we see some AC-20 4Gs every once in a while. We see Gauss Rifle Gridirons every once in a while. And we see J-Man running his 4J Learn boat. Because he's J-Man. What do you expect? So, dual Gauss Hunch... yeah. HBK, 2C, I think so. Yeah. We will have 2 variants that can both do dual Gauss. So I believe we will be seeing that. 50 tons for dual Gauss mech, unheard of until the 2C. Unheard of. So the Antares Scorpions EU team lost this drop against White Death Mercenary Corps company. But that game was certainly that match was certainly much closer than this has been so far. I think, yeah. I'm seeing people in the chat already calling 5-0 victory for Antares Scorpions, and I'm starting to lean that way as well. I had a feeling that they were going to take the day, but not so decisively. And Still in lobby, so we're still waiting. Oh, not to mention, Hunchback 2C has jump jets. That's right. the uh, the first variant of the 2C, the dual UAC 20. Does it has it? Okay. I must be misremembering then. Says there is a missile variant. So I will look that up. Before this match gets underway. Click for details. Switch to desktop. Go to the Hunchback. Already selected. Excellent. Yes. Oh, 4 hard points. 4 missile hard points. I knew about the energy boat. I guess we do see the 4P from time to time, especially on the colder maps. Frozen City Night, and HPG Manifold. But throughout the entire chassis line, that CT, 2 energy hard points, you can fit 2 clan large lasers, and then you can use standard engines in these. You can trade out these clan XLs and go full on zombie mode. That will be excellent. I mean, how many Hunchback pilots have gone zombie mode with that single laser in their head? Just a medium or medium pulse if they're feeling especially ballsy. But 2 large lasers? 2 large lasers. Or if they wanted to, clan ERPPC. Oh, and we have deployment. So, spectate. There we go. It's the third match, Commander Assassination. So far, Antares Scorpions are up 2-0, with a commanding lead of 760,000 CBills to 30,000. We already see a Hellbringer on Mercstar's side, and a Wolverine. Okay, for Antares Scorpions, we have Hellbringer, Enforcer, Wolverine, and Stormcrow for the lighter lance. Dual Gauss, Jaeger, Thunderbolt, Timberwolf, and Avatar of What piloting 732. On Mercstar's side, we already have them going up to an interesting spot on the map. Pepsi 1 in his Highlander 733C. Deathly Eyes and a Thunderbolt. We got another Thunderbolt and a Hellbringer for the heavier lance. Stormcrow, Timberwolf, Wolverine, and Sparky for the lighter lance. Here we have MS sort of caught in an awkward spot. It looks like they were wanting to hold themselves up in that corner, but Antares Scorpions too quickly moved on their position and established a firing line on that ridge. Pepsi 1 gets a large laser to the back from that Wolverine. Not too good. Of course, that was just my client. Could have been different on his screen. Antares Scorpions splitting up. Half of them on the ridge up here with long-range dual Gauss, large lasers. And the other half started to circle around and push on Mercstar's position. No casualties yet on either side. Let's take a look at health numbers. And the push has been found out. Deathly Eyes at 50%. And the Thunderbolt. Cord CT. Not looking very good for Mercstar at the moment. Looks like they just weren't ready for the very, very quick positioning of Antares Scorpions.
UAV activated. Target acquired.
Mercstar moving. Oh, there goes the first casualty. UAVs out for both teams. Pepsi 1 and the Highlander front and center. And armed. So, let's see. He is completely he's out of ammo and he's out of guns. He's just a stick. 3 casualties for Mercstar. 4 casualties for Mercstar. Things are not looking good for Mercstar, but they have taken out one mech on. The Highlander is still alive. Avatar of what? Still walking around, still doing damage. That is it. Third drop goes to Antares Scorpions 8-1 with an extra 50k CBills thrown their way. Antares Scorpions absolutely controlling that match and absolutely pumping out way more damage than Mercstar. Looks like, I'll get to my assessment in the overview right after I do this. And maybe I should start memorizing CBill count for the perfect match. Oh, nope, that's not it. 760 plus 430. There we go. 1.19, is that right? 50, yeah, 1.19 million. Okay, bringing up Caustic Valley and Gimp. Mercstar spawning top. Antares Scorpion spawning top, Mercstar spawning bottom. And very quickly, Mercstar, it's closer to here. Mercstar moved over this way. I can only assume that they wanted to set up a firing line here, but they were unable to get there because Antares Scorpions very, very quickly pushed onto this ridge and set up a pretty good firing line on that ridge, poking out as one does. And with dual Gauss Jaegers, large laser and Gauss rifle, Highlander, and large laser Thunderbolts, they had Mercstar pretty much indecisive. Mercstar just sort of sat there and didn't try to migrate to where I assumed they were trying to go. But at the same time, Antares Scorpions split off a little contingent, a lance of mechs, and hit Mercstar from the side as well. So they had 2 firing lines on them, splitting the focus of Mercstar up the hill and towards the shore. Now, Mercstar did eventually start migrating towards this lance right here, all the while getting hammered on by the hill lance, while the flanking lance just fell back and cleaned up. That was a very, very fast match, and I forgot to bring up the friends list just in case. I didn't think that they were going to drop so quickly. And desktop. Actually, that's pretty much the overview of the match. So next we have Frozen City with the more standard 2 lights, 2 mediums, 2 heavies, and 2 assaults drop for the flank engagement. Now, flank engagement and the final center of battle engagement also have bonus CBills up for grabs available to each team. If you can manage to destroy all the heavies and all the assaults on the other team, your team gets an extra 50,000 CBills. The RT, 3 LT, 2 CT. Oh, the Jenner, not Hunchy. Never mind. Ah, jumped in on that conversation a little bit late, but in chat they're talking about the 2C mechs that were announced about a week ago. And of the 4 announced, I am certainly most excited for the Jenner and the Hunchback. Jenner, early adopter variant, has 6 energy hardpoints. So we have a Jenner moving at 160 kilometers an hour. How much faster? 15 times 16.2 divided by... let's see, just a moment. So normally a Jenner moves divided by 35 times 1.1. So normally Jenner's top speed is 152 kilometers an hour. This one's going to be moving 160 with Clan ER medium lasers, each of which carrying the damage of an Enersphere large laser. If that doesn't sound like unfair, I don't know what. Power creep, boys, it's real. So, Jenner with 6 energy hardpoints. Hunchback has a variant with 8. 3 in each torso. Oh, and they have dropped. That didn't take very long at all. Spectate and switch focus. This is drop 4, the flank engagement, 2222 on Frozen City. And we see Lemon Limey and a Direwolf. We've seen lots of Direwolves, lots of King Crabs here on this drop. Pepsi won in a Firestarter, I believe. Oh, Wolverine. Wow, I was way off. So we got Wolverine, Sparky, Huggin, and Firestarter for the Light Lance. For Mercstar, Banshee, Timberwolf, Hellbringer, and Banshee, dual Banshees for Mercstar. No Direwolf in sight over here. 2 Firestarters for the lights, Griffin and Stormcrow for the mediums, Timberwolf, Orion for the heavies, and Atlas and Direwolves for the assaults. Antares Scorpions bringing all the tonnage that they possibly can. Now it seems Mercstar is moving down into this lower city area, and Antares Scorpions pushing over their down dropship. I always find the attack vector that Antares Scorpions has is a bit awkward, but close the distance very quickly onto Mercstar and are now starting to brawl. Aractas and his Orion very, very far forward. And getting focused pretty hard. Take a quick look at some of the health values. Direwolf going down for Antares Scorpions. But we already have 1-1, 2-1, 2-2. Everyone's dying. 3-2. R2-D2, what are you piloting? You're piloting your trusty Huggin.
New target acquired.
Who's getting focused down? Rock On is getting focused down hard in this temple. 6-2. It's just a Huggin and a Wolverine left. And this is just a blender of death right here. Pepsi 1, the last remaining Mercstar member. And that is that. Very, very quick, deadly, brutal assault from Antares Scorpions. And once again, they get an extra 50 grand for destroying all of the heavies and salts. So, 8-2. Wow. That didn't take very long. Match results. Move the scores up so I don't have to rearrange everything every time. Team 1. 190 plus 430. 1620 for Antares Scorpions. Mercstar. 3, 4, 6. Yep. Jeez. Antares Scorpions absolutely dominating this match. Here we have Frozen City, edit with GIMP. Go to desktop. Up. Mercstar, Antares Scorpion spawning south, Mercstar spawning north. Light Lance in the back, Heavy Lance in the front. And very quickly, Mercstar moved down into this lower city. I find it to be a very, very defensive position. And if a team... That was a terrible arrow. There we go. Oh. Bring up the friends list because I don't have perfect lobby mode yet. Come on. 2 more weeks. Just 2 more weeks. Anyway, Mercstar moving down to the lower city. Very defensive position. If you can hold off the team from pushing, you can do very, very well hiding in the buildings. Antares Scorpions moved straight to this ridge and very quickly pushed over into the lower city where Mercstar hadn't quite set up yet. So if Mercstar had been set up in the buildings, they could have all been facing in that general direction. But we still had some movement trying to get positioned in the back. So Mercstar wasn't able to dampen as much as needed the push from Antares Scorpions. And when Antares Scorpions got there, they did lose their Direwolf, Lemon Limey, but it wasn't enough to slow them down and just win the match. I mean, it's down to individual pilot skills and calling of targets at that point. It's not really a big strategic when to push, when not to push, where to stage. At that point, that's in the past, and your cards are what you've been dealt. So yeah, we move on to the last drop, the center of battle engagement on Crimson. Crimson Straight, where are you? There you are. And we're going into this Antares Scorpions commanding lead 4-0, but remember, this is a 6-week long league. Everyone will see everyone twice, and every single kill counts. Oh, They have deployed. Excellent timing. Excellent, excellent timing. Spectate and switch to game. Final drop for MRBC Week 2. Antares Scorpions versus Mercstar Star League Reborn. This is the heaviest drop. 2 lights, 2 heavies, and 4 assaults. This is when you break out your biggest, baddest guns. I'll be surprised if we don't see any direwolves from Mercstar. No one in Lance 1 position for Mercstar. We have a Timberwolf, a Hellbringer, Hugin, and Firestarter, and that's the lighter Lance. For the assaults, we have Banshee, Direwolf, Stalker, and Banshee. Double Banshees from the last drop. Assisted with a large laser Stalker, I'm sure. And looks like a double Gauss Rifle Direwolf. And for Antares Scorpions, we have King Crab, Banshee, Timberwolf, and Hellbringer over here. With Firestarter and Raven going and scouting the saddle. Did I miss someone? 2 Banshees, King Crab, Direwolf, Timberwolf, and Hellbringer. Nope, they're all here. Never mind. So we already have the teams trading at distance along this straight. Lots of autocannons. Lots of lasers. King Crab lying down, suppressing fire. See if we can't get into Mango's vision.
Artillery strike.
Apparently artillery strike is online. We've got the quad EWAC. King Crab. Do not want to be standing in front of one of these. And we have a strike that whiffs. Everyone was able to get out of the way. But it did push Antares Scorpions a little to the left and allow a little breathing room for Mercstar, who has now shifted to the right a bit. Listening to the sweet sounds of the Ghost Engine. We have a Direwolf that dropped down and got a surprise hit on Rockinson. Strike goes down. Artillery strike that forces the Timberwolf to back off. Oh, R2-D2 and his Hugin gets killed very quickly. Another strike placed down behind the Direwolf. Good strike. Mercstar being forced back to the left into the building. Another strike cuts off their escape route as Antares Scorpions pushes onto them. Banshee goes down for Antares Scorpions. So now the kill count 1-2. 2 down for Antares Scorpions, 1 down for Mercstar.
New target acquired.
Gamer absolutely messing things up in the back of Mercstar's line, while Antares Scorpions pushes around. That Stalker will be very surprised to see a Banshee. Stalker goes down for Mercstar. Now it's just getting down.
Artillery strike.
4 down for Mercstar, 2 down for Antares Scorpions. Avatar of Weapons Direwolf goes down. 6-3. It's going to be a little bit too little too late for Mercstar. It's just cleaning up now. 7-3. And 8-3. The final match goes to Mercstar. 8-3 with an extra 50,000 in bonus. Let's see, we've had Banshee, Direwolf, and Timberwolf down for AS. Oh, force of habit, folks. Oh, wow. That was a very, very calculated push from Antares Scorpions. Very nicely done. So, final score comes up to Mercstar 90,000. Antares Scorpions, I know this one. 2.1 million. And just to verify, plus 430. Yes, plus 430, and then plus another 50 for winning all 5 matches. I was wondering where that last 50,000 came from. So, on to Island Metropolis, because it's not called that in the files. Antares Scorpions spawning on the right, Mercstar spawning on the island, and up north on the peninsula. So very early on, the Light Lance from Antares Scorpion went straight to the saddle to scout, whereas the heavy 2 lances started moving out along the northern strait. Mercstar went up north and got situated right on the top of the peninsula. And from here, they started trading at range with Antares Scorpions. And just slowly but surely, each team worked their way closer and closer to each other. We had what I thought was a somewhat surprising play. The Direwolf dropped down into the bay and fired on the land, taking the Timberwolf by surprise. And from there, it was just strike after strike, pretty much controlling and corralling all of Mercstar's forces. From that point on, well, that was the I would say that was the strategic element of that game. Very, very good piloting from both teams. But everything went Antares Scorpions' way tonight. 5-0. Excellent, excellent games from both teams. Wow. Just good job. Good job, everyone. Let's see. Who do we have coming up on the schedule? So the schedule isn't always accurate, but it says the next matches that doesn't say any matches tomorrow, 4th of July, which makes sense. 4th of July, everyone's going to be partying. But on the 5th, we have 228th Golden Talons versus Strata Mercor. That's going to be 3 p.m. Eastern, their European time. Black Spikes 1 versus 9th Blood and Fire, 3 p.m. Black Spikes 2 versus Tikhanov Commonality, 3 p.m. All of those are European teams. And then Ransom's Corsairs versus Clan Kodiak Whiskey Drop at 9 p.m. Eastern. So, seems we have 3 European matches on Sunday and 1 North American. There might be more. It seems that most teams figure out when they're going to fight, when they're going to drop against each other in the forums. Then they don't worry about the schedule that much because, hey, they know when they're dropping. Anyway, I think that'll do it for tonight. Everyone, thank you for joining me, and until next time, I'll see you on the battlefield.